So here we are with Ladies Against the Cold, turn 1. First of all, I would like to take a little look at the reserve. We have the service police assistance, we have the expedition guide, which is an ally, we have the map of the ley lines, and we have the ritual dagger. So we have a tome and a magical weapon. Now, what we need to do is we need to set up the game. It's almost set up. So now what we have to do is we have to take the first turn, and I haven't played this in a very, very long while, so I'm just gonna take so we have created the monster cup, and we have placed the decks, blah blah blah. Spawn the number of gates indicated on the reference card. We have 4 players, which means we need 1 gate. We draw the gate, and the gate opens in Buenos Aires. So we're gonna place the gate there. We have already placed the active expedition token on the space that corresponds to the illustration on the back of the top card. I'm going to move the camera, and this time we are in Antarctica. We need to spawn clues. So according to the reference card, with 4 players, or 4 investigators I should say, you need 2 clues. So I spawn 2 clues. Number 1 goes to space 8, and number 2 goes to London. Now my problem is, although my eyesight isn't so bad, I sometimes have been known to overlook clues completely. So basically there are clues and I just don't see them. In order for me to not overlook them, I've got myself a little bag of Cthulhu's. So here are little Cthulhu's which I will use to mark the clue spaces. So we put one into London, which is right next to Rome, which is where our zany cook Zoe Samaras resides, and space 8 is actually not too far away from, or actually right next door to our dear friend Diane Stanley, the crazy cultist. Well, she's not really crazy, she's just well, she's a cultist. I guess you are a little crazy if you go in for that kind of thing. Okay, one of the Cthulhu's fell to the ground. Oh my god. So, which means we are ready to go. So the next thing we need to do is we need to draw 1 mystery. And the mystery we draw is the Gnof Kech attack. Not content to let the weather cause havoc, Ithaqua has unleashed his terrifying minions upon the frozen cities of the world. The Gnofkech attack with a bestial fury, sowing chaos wherever they appear. As an encounter, an investigator on a city space containing a clue must confront the Gnofkech that threaten civilization. A Gnofkech monster ambushes him. If he defeats it, place that clue on this card. At the end of the mythos phase, if there are clues on this card equal to half, the investigators solve this mystery. So we need to defeat 2 Gnofkech. So we're going to put this mystery over here. Actually, I'll have to slightly rearrange this because my arms are a little shorter than I thought. Well, I always know that my arms are short, but this is now a little bit more difficult than I thought. So we're going to, yeah, this is, even with this lovely way of placing things, this is actually quite a difficult game to play from a footprint perspective. So, let's take a look at our 4 ladies. With our friend Diana. So Diana still has, like I said, 7 health. She's got 5. She's at full sanity. She has an arcane manuscript and the wither spell. These will make it possible for her to gain lore when she's casting. And when resolving a combat encounter, she may test law instead of strength. And during that encounter, she will get... she may test law, and if she passes, she gains a +3 during the encounter phase. So that is really good, because her strength is 3. So with this spell, if she manages the Wither spell, she will actually be at +3. So she would be rolling 6 dice. Let's look at our dear friend. I mean, I really love Lola Hayes. I think they have done a good job on revamping the artwork, because the artwork, and I don't know why this isn't focusing. So I've been playing around with my camera a little bit. So basically Lola Hayes has the ability on her first turn to change one of her, or to improve one of her skills. Now I've given her +1 on influence. Obviously she's the one with the highest influence to begin with, an influence of 4. So now at +1 she will be the go-to person to create assets, to generate assets for the group. Over here we have Lily Chen. Now Lily is the, if you like, she's the special one. I mean, she has been chosen to perform a really important task against the evil in this world. At least this is what the monks believed, who found her when she was born and came to her village and basically took her away from her parents. So she's almost like the Dalai Lama, who was also picked up when he was a kid. Next up we have our dear Zoe, Zoe Samaras, the religious nutter. She has the Holy Cross, which means she gets +2 when she is doing a combat encounter to her will, so she's very difficult to scare. Her strength, however, is only 3, so if she really wants to make an impact, she will need a weapon. Lily Chen, just going back to her, has a strength of 4, and this means that she will be the person who is, from the very beginning, the best at fighting. So what we will do is we will probably send her out into danger very, very soon. We also have the mystery now. If we are going to go to a city space where there is a clue, instead of resolving the normal research encounter, we will be encountering a Gnop Kech, and we're going to look at this one. This is what they look like, and they are actually quite nasty. They have a toughness of 3, and they have they reduce your strength by 2. So at the moment, no one could take them on and kill them in 1 round. So, and of course, London, I will actually place this one on London because that's where a city space already is with a clue. So let's look at the whole setup for a second. And I'll have to do this handheld because I don't have my big tripod upstairs. This is what it looks like at the moment. We will have to think about who's going to be first player, and I'm going to use Lola Hayes for the moment. Lola will be trying to acquire assets. Now, I also spoke earlier about the personal stories that I'm going to use, and I will let you know what they are in a second. So, we will start with Lola Hayes. Lola's footsteps echoed through the auditorium. Were they all gone? Every cast member, every technician, even all the ushers. Could they all truly be dead or missing? No one even claimed to remember seeing that fateful play. But surely there was at least one person who wouldn't have forgotten. Her biggest fan certainly must remember. Now all she had to do was find this dear friend of the arts. Lola Hayes' personal story is the play is the thing. If Lola gains an ally, place tread the boards in play. Once Doom has advanced by 4, place the show must go on in play. Now, this is one of the ones that is tricky because she only needs one ally to fulfill her personal story. This is taken straight from the original in Arkham. Now, it could be that she does this straight away. There is another personal story, I don't remember whose, but basically this person needs 2 allies. So I may actually change this to 2 allies, but this is what she needs to do for the moment. So we're going to give this personal story to Lola Hayes. Number 1. And what I'm going to do is, in order to remember that if the Doom is reduced by 4, she fails, I'm going to put the Tread the Boards card on the space number 8. Next up is Crazy Zoe. As you have called me into service once again, my lord, so I shall serve. This city is thick and swollen with evil like a rotten fruit, but I will bring war to those who pervert the natural order and call upon false gods. Amen. Okay, there is a spelling error. The Crusade. Pass. If Zoe kills 5 monsters, place a Grim Harvest in play. If Zoe loses her Holy Cross or gains a hunted or pursued condition, put Forsaken in play. Now, I had to adapt this one because I'm not even sure if there are, if losing your possessions is as likely in Arkham, in Eldritch as it is in Arkham Horror. So I've added the hunted or pursued condition because I think in Arkham Horror it's also if she gets arrested, and of course you can't get arrested here, so I put in hunted, or maybe you can get arrested, I don't know, there might be events that will trigger this, but at the moment it's pursued and hunted, and we'll see how this goes. So this would be our dear friend Zoe the Crazy one. Then we have Lily Chen. Lily's personal story is, Lily closed her eyes and focused. Balance, grace, serenity. With every new horror that came shambling out of the shadows, Lily found it harder to return to a state of inner calm. The trial before her was so great, surely her teachers would not have anticipated the challenges she must face. But she could not falter now. With her destiny so close at hand, balance, grace, serenity, Lily opened her eyes and focused. Now this is an interesting one. If Doom reaches 0, place This Is It in play. If Lily gains more than 1 injury or madness condition in one, basically if she ever has more than 1 injury or madness at the same time, place I Can't Do It in play. I also had to change this one. We'll see how this one works out. Next up we have Diane Stanley. The blood flowed freely from the neck wound and the man fell forward onto the altar. The chanting reached a crescendo and the portal began to open. Diane woke up in a cold sweat. Her heart was beating rapidly. She had left all that behind. She had left the cult, had stolen away like a thief in the night. But the knowledge she had gathered, the dark incantations, were still in her mind. She could not forget them, nor the means by which she had acquired them. Now, her personal story I had to change a lot. It might be that this is the best one I've ever written, or it could be the worst one. Redemption. Pass. If Diane has closed 2 gates or completes a mystery, place the greater good in play. Once Doom has advanced by 8, put a cultist by any other name in play. So we have to go down to 3 in this case, where we put this condition for her. And then we will see how this pans out. Lastly, we have the relationship cards. Actually, I have to say I don't like the back of these cards. I mean, sorry, this is, yeah. Anyways, I took them from Strange Eons. They provide them automatically, so we'll just shuffle them. And we will draw 2. So basically, Lola Hayes and Diane Stanley will have a relationship, and this relationship is Students of the Arcane. After the initial setup, anytime either you or your partner gains 1 spell from any game effect other than this card, the other draws a random spell from the spell deck. Well, we'll see how that works. Diane Stanley isn't really a spellcaster. Oh, she is, because her lore is actually quite high. So we're going to give this to the 2 ladies. And Zoe and Lily are survivors. Either you or your partner may exhaust this card before making a will check to gain a +1 to the check. Not too bad, not too bad at all. We're going to give it to the ladies here. And we will see how this pans out. And hopefully also remember that they exist, you know. Okay, so this is it. I will now move the camera again and we can start playing. Okay, we will have a glare issue because this is plexi, because I always play my games on plexiglass, because otherwise, you know, they will actually get quite easily dirty. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in Tokyo over here with Lola Hayes, who is then going to, first of all, oh yeah, this is something that's very important. Everyone will have to do a focus action on their first turn, because when we have a reckoning, everyone gains a hypothermia condition unless they spend one focus. So first round, everybody will have to do a focus action, so everybody essentially only has one action, really. So Lola Hayes is going to use her influence to see can she gain an ally. And gain a focus. I'm not sure. I think I mean, basically we need to get rid of this Knopkech in London, because we want to work on the mystery. At the moment, unfortunately, Zoe isn't strong enough to kill it. There is a weapon available. It's a ritual dagger. Once per round, you may gain +1 when you resolve a spell effect, or +2 when resolving a combat encounter. Well, I mean, her strength is only... Oh, her strength is 3. So she's going to test her influence. She has 2. Maybe she can get the dagger. Diane is going to travel to... First, she's going to do a focus action, and then she's going to travel to encounter this clue over here. That's not a... Yeah. Or she might go to Buenos Aires to close the gate. Yeah, she'll go to Buenos Aires to close the gate. And Lily Chen is going to get her focus action and she's going to, oh, maybe, yeah, and she's going to prepare to travel, because then she's going to go to Europe. Okay, let's get cracking. Let's see how we do with Lola Hayes' testing her influence to see can she gain that ally. Her influence is 5, so we're going to roll 5 dice. And she gets no successes. This is abysmal. Okay, that didn't go as well as we would have hoped, so she's going to now do her focus action. Hopefully we'll do better next time, so she gets a focus token. Yeah, now this is the thing. I mean, rolling dice can be quite tricky. Next up, we are going to go to Shanghai, where Lily Chen is going to just do her yoga to get a focus, and then she's going to prepare for travel, and she's going to get a train ticket. We will then move to Rome. Yeah, this is now the question what we're going to do with our dear friend over here, Zoe. Should Zoe just basically Yeah, she will test her influence of 2. Maybe she will get a nice dagger. And she rolls a 5, which is enough, so she gets the ritual dagger. So she has a weapon now, which is not too bad. Her strength is now 3, and she gets a +2 to fights. So that's good. And now she's also going to do her yoga, and she's going to get a focus token, and we're going to draw another weapon. And this weapon is a spirit dagger. If I can get this to focus. Yeah, here we go. It's an item, it's a magical weapon, gain +1 to will checks and +2 to combat checks. So and it's 2 influence. That's not too bad. Let's look at Diane Stanley. First of all, she's going to get her focus token. And then she's going to move to space 8 to possibly encounter the clue. Okay, which means that next up we are going to have the encounter phase. And we will start again with Lola. Let's see what happens. Lola will get a Tokyo encounter. So we take the encounter deck. For Asia Pacific. And we draw a card. And this card reads, Tokyo, you hope to convince Goto Shinpei, the Minister of Home Affairs, that occult forces endanger Tokyo. Test your influence. If you pass, he'll do anything to help. Okay, well, first of all, her influence is 5, which is really good. So let's see. She rolls 3 5s. She should have rolled that earlier when it really mattered. So she is going to get a funding condition. Okay, a funding condition. Never had one of those, and I don't know what they do, and I also don't know where I put them, because all of the conditions are still in one place. So I'll just check. Okay, none in here. Funding condition, here we go. It's a deal. You may discard this card in place of gaining a debt condition or to discard a debt condition. Now this is brilliant. Okay, so Lola Hayes gets a funding condition. So this means that she could actually take a bank loan the next time she rolls her influence. That's not too bad. So next up in Shanghai, we have Lily Chen. Again, we draw from the Asia Pacific deck. And here we have Shanghai. A Taoist priest teaches you his esoteric skills. Improve lore. He requests that in return you help him combat the Jiangxi. Test strength -2. So first of all, she improves her lore. That's really good. Because her lore is actually weak. Oh, and when you improve a skill, you may immediately improve that skill again. That's her special ability. So now her lore is 4. She improves this immediately. And then we test... Then we test her strength -2, which means she rolls 2 dice. And she passes with a 6 and a 5. So basically, if you pass, you return the hopping corpses to their graves, recover 2 sanity. Well, she is at full sanity at the moment, so that didn't really do much. But she improved her lore twice, which is really brilliant. And she got, yeah, and she probably has found a friend now. So let's go to Rome, where we have our friend Zoe. Zoe will have an encounter in Rome. So let's take the encounter deck for Rome. I'm just going to shuffle this. Like so. Oops, yeah. Auto cut. So, let's see what we get. For Rome, this is actually a little bit difficult to read, so I'll try bringing it closer to the camera. In the Capuchin crypt, you are surrounded by the bones of thousands of dead monks, arranged in strange patterns. The sight forces you to confront your own impending death. You may spend 2 sanity to face your fears and discover a new sense of destiny. If you spend the sanity, gain a blessed condition. Her sanity is 7. Oh yeah, of course we will spend this, because being blessed, for those of you who don't know the rules, I mean, I didn't go over the rules and I will not do that anyway, but for those of you who don't know the rules, if you get a blessed condition, when you roll dice to test, you actually get a success on a 4, 5, and 6. So here's a blessed condition, which we will attach to Zoe. I mean, it does make sense. She is an instrument of the Lord, or at least she thinks so. So she should be blessed. Okay, now let's and we lose 2 sanity, so I'm just going to put those back into the supply. And last but not least, let's look at our friend Diane Stanley, who will have a research encounter. So, where did I put the research cards? Oh, here they are. So these are the research cards for Ithaqua. So I'm just going to shuffle them. Never played this ancient one before. So let's see. And we see it's a sea space. You discover human bones in a cage in the cargo hold. While investigating, a beastly figure tackles you. A Wendigo monster, which is very appropriate, ambushes you. If you pass the will test, you keep your calm and trap the creature in the cage. Gain this clue. Okay, so she needs to do a will test. Let's see if she can do this. Her will is 1. Okay. Now, let's see. And she rolls a 5, which is enough. So she basically gains this clue, number 1. Woohoo! And this Cthulhu goes back to the Horde, to where his friends are. So we've gained 1 research clue, which is brilliant. And she is now in space 8. And this is the end of the encounter phase. And now we are doing the mythos phase. So now we draw our first mythos card. And it's a blue one, but it's got tentacles, as you can see here. So tentacled cards are bad. So first of all, we spawn clues. So first of all, we spawn clues. We spawn 2 clues. Oops, my funding condition fell over. So we spawn a clue in space 21, which is in the outback in Australia, and in space 16, which is up here near Tunguska. Okay, so first of all, we're going to adjust the camera a little bit. So up here is space 16. So we're going to put this clue here. Now this is actually a city space, so it means that a Gnop Kech would attack if we were to take this clue. And 21, that is actually in the middle of nowhere. Over here. And we put a little Cthulhu on this one as well. This is a rumor. We do not like rumors. So, first of all, we get a rumor. Token. A dark force hidden in the southernmost part of the world has torn the twin spawn of Cthulhu free from their bonds on Jupiter. Vast in size, the duo now leave horror and devastation in their wake. Twin spawn of Cthulhu. When this card enters play, spawn the N'Tosa epic monster on space 12 and the N'Ktolu epic monster on space 18. Woohoo! 12 and 18, okay. Alrighty, let's find these two. I've never heard of these before. So let's see. Nug, Windwalker, Hydra, Winged Serpent, Doppelganger, Yig, Children of Yig, Dunwich Horror, Cthulhu? No, that's not him. TikTok Men. Okay, TikTok Men, that sounds really disturbing. Let's see what else we've got. So these were just epic monsters. Basically, epic monsters don't go into the monster cup. You keep them to one side and then you pull them out when asked. Shub-Nigurat. Spinner of Webs. Ugh. Tulcha. Zombie Horde. Crawling Chaos. Crazed Elder Thing. Cthulhu. Ithaqua. Gatan Nothoa. Zombie Horde again. N'Ktolu. And Ktosa. Alrighty. These are evil. They look horrible. I'm going to show them to you in a second. So. Okay, on space 18, when both have been defeated, solve this rumor. When there are no Eldritch tokens on this card, each investigator loses 6 sanity, then solve this rumor. Okay, so basically everybody would pretty much, well, 2 people would go insane if this were to happen. So let's see. On a reckoning, discard 1 Eldritch token from this card unless investigators as a group spend clues equal to half the number of investigators. Okay, so this can be mitigated. That's not too bad. So, and how many Eldritch tokens go onto this? Let's see how much time we have for this. 3. We have 3 rounds. Now this is tough. All right. So let's see. Well, it's a tentacle card. Here we have space 18. And onto space 18, we put N'Ktolu on space 18. So as you can see, he's kind of horrible and he has terrible stats. Well, actually, magical resistance, toughness is equal to half the investigators plus 2. So he's toughness 4. He takes away 1 of your strength. So anyone with, yeah, okay. So the one weapon we have is actually magical. So this is not going to help. Let's look at his twin, N'Tosa, equally evil. Toughness is equal to half in the number of investigators plus 2. No modifier. Oh, this one is physically resistant. So this one would want to be attacked by let's see. We should totally send our crazy Zoe there, because she could take them out. She could take this one out. Okay, and this one ends up on space 12. Down here. So just to give you an overview where these yokis are. So let's turn this over. This is space 12 and this is space 18. We've spawned 2 clues. We leave this card in play, putting it over here, and we place 3 Eldritch tokens on it. Eldritch tokens, come out, wherever you are. 1, 2, 3. So this is where you want to shout at the game. Okay, now let's stop doing any reckonings. Let's stop doing stuff. Let's just, you know, keep it simple. Let's stop the time. Let's stop the clock, which of course you can't. So, all right. Now, when we look at the whole board, I'm gonna pull out as far as I can. It's a little bit difficult at the moment, and you can't even see her because she's basically facing away from us. The geography looks as follows. We have 2 ladies, one in Rome, one here. This one has a weapon, a magical weapon. So she could take out this guy down here. For this to happen, she needs to travel, and she needs to travel a lot. 1, 2, probably 1, 2, 3, 4. Diane can get there much more quickly in 2 turns. The problem is she has no weapons. Her will is 1, so she would not even be able to pass this will check. And this is physically resistant, so for her it would be better to get one that's magically resistant, because she can get +6. She can get 6 dice on her attack roll. So that's no good. Yeah, so sending somebody with a will of 1 to fight anything is a stupid idea. You should never do this. So this is a really big issue. We will have to see what we do there. We have Lily Chen and our friend Lola Hayes up here. None of them can get to anywhere close. Well, they can get to the space 18 monster, which is magically resistant. So Lola has 3 strength, and she has a Derringer, which doesn't help at all, because she can add 1 to the result of 1 die when resolving a combat encounter. That's not really helpful. Not really helpful at all. Okay, and Lily has strength of 4. Her will is 4 during combat, and she has a trinket, the rabbit's foot, which allows her once per round to re-roll 1 die when resolving a test. Is this one the physical one? Magical resistance. She could get to Cape Town in 2 moves. In 1 move, actually. In one round. because she has a train ticket. Yeah, Zoe will have to travel, and we need to get the spirit dagger to Diane Stanley, because she needs to improve her will. Seriously, she really needs to improve her will. Yeah. All right, so that's the first turn. I really have to get used to moving the camera. This is something that takes a lot of concentration, because you get absorbed in the game and then you kind of realize, oh, nobody's actually seeing what you're talking about. Now, this rumor is really nasty. So, but then again, also our dear friend is blessed. She should definitely, yeah. Diane definitely needs to go from, needs to take out this monster. She's blessed. She can get there. If she prepares for travel, she can get there in 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 in 2 turns. Yeah. This is tough. All right, so we'll think about this, and yeah, I'm going to upload this now. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.